Y'all, let's get quirky. Hi everyone, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Stay tuned. Welcome to my channel, friends. Thank you so much for being here today. I truly appreciate it. We are going to have so much quirky fun today. We are going to prepare a couple of really simple gifts for gift giving, but we're going to put a quirky twist on them, which will help to elevate them and make them a lot of fun for the person getting them. So I haven't done any prototypes, but we are going to do two really fun and unique crafts, and we'll do them together. So let's flip to that overhead camera because y'all know what time it is. Say it with me. It's time to make it. All right, so in a previous haul video, I shared these dessert cups or ice cream cups that I got from the Dollar Tree. Originally, they were green. I spray painted them red because I wanted to use them for Christmas crafting. But for this craft, you really don't have to have these exact cups. You can find plastic cups anywhere. These are about 3.5 across. So just look for some 3.5-inch wide cups that are about maybe 2.5 inches tall. And you'll be able to do this craft as well. But I did take mine outside and I spray painted them because I did want this nice, beautiful red. And we're also going to be using a pair of fuzzy socks. Y'all know I love fuzzy socks. I have a piece of acetate that we will cut down to size to fit. And then I have 2 pieces of 12 by 12 that we're going to be working with. And I will have a window template that measures 6.5 by 3. And you'll see what I do with this in just a few minutes. So let's go ahead and take those 12 by 12s. And these are more of a medium weight to heavyweight cardstock. The first one I'm going to cut down to 10 by 12. Then I'm going to score it at 4 on the 9-inch side and at 8. Then on the 12-inch side, I will score it at 4 and at 8. Then I'm going to take that 12 by 12, score at 4 and at 8. Turn it once, doesn't matter which direction, and score at 4 and at 8. So now let's just fold and burnish all of our scores. So now that we have those scores folded and burnished, let's just go ahead and get rid of the corner pieces on this 8 by 10. We're also going to be getting rid of this, and then we're going to take this piece and reduce it in size. So it'll make sense in just a minute. So I'm going to take my finger blade and just cut straight down the middle of that score mark, and then I'll cut across to remove this piece, and then I'll remove this piece. Then we're going to remove these pieces here. And then we're going to reduce these pieces here. So we really did get rid of a lot of that 8 by 10. So now we need to do deep angle cuts on these pieces. And so you're going to be left with this piece. So now on this piece, all we're going to do is free the center tabs. So I'll go up to the score mark and cut straight down here as well as here. Then let's rotate it. Let's go up to that score mark and cut straight down and cut straight down. Now I can angle in here as well as here. And we can reduce. Let's do it on the other side as well. And now let's reduce. Okay, so you're going to have two pieces that are going to look like this. We're going to take this piece, turn it around, and we attach it right here. So here's what I did. We have these two pieces. We take this piece, we just turn it around, and we basically slide it over until it hits this piece. And that's all you do. You're going to join the two pieces together with glue. So I am going to take my glue, make sure that I get nice glue coverage along the edges, because this will end up being the front of our box, and we want to make sure that we have those nice crisp edges. So I am just going to smush this around just a little bit. Then I'll flip it over, and we're going to get this nice and stuck. Make sure you have a good stick on this, because like I said, this ultimately ends up being part of the front of your box, because we're going to do something a little bit different with how we lay the box out. So now your piece is going to look like this. We are going to take the template that measures 6.5 by 3, and we're going to place that template right here. So you'll know where to place it because you're going to have this narrow flap here. So place it so that it overlaps panels 1 and 2. So we're going to put it right here. I'm going to use my tape runner to place down some tape. And when I put it down, I'm just basically trying to space it evenly. And you see how I put that there? I just want that down as a template, because now I'm going to take my finger blade, or you can take your box cutter, X-Acto knife, whatever it is you use to cut with. And I am just going to cut out this shape. You will need some type of cutting blade because your scissors won't get in here to do this part. So I am just going over this. And I'm just going to cut out that piece. So now we have that opening. And I'm going to bring in a piece of acetate that measures 7.5 by 3 3/4 because I want a window on this. So I'm going to cut this at 7.5 by 3 3/4. Then I'll bring in my glue, and we are just going to take glue and put a very thin bead along the edge on all 4 sides. So just a very thin bead of glue along the edge on all 4 sides. And then once you have that glue on there, we can just take this piece and you want to put it down like that, making sure that it is not hitting your score marks. And then I'll just take a paper towel and help that glue to stick. And we do need to make sure that this is nice and stuck before we start folding it. So I am just helping that glue. If you get any on the window, you can take a wet wipe or you can take a wet paper towel while that glue is still wet and just remove it. So we're going to give this a moment to dry before we put the box together. because we're going to be asking this to bend a little bit. So now this is dry enough so we can put it together. So we're going to bring this up and we're going to take this piece and attach it to this piece. And I'm going to do that with glue. So let's just go ahead and put some glue on here. Let's take this piece and we will match bottom to bottom. Let's go in and get that stuck. Then we're going to do the same thing over here. We're going to take this glue and put it right there. Let's take this piece, match it bottom to bottom, and let's get that stuck. So now we're going to take this piece and we're going to match it top to top. So I'm going to take my glue, put my glue on here, take this piece and just basically match it top to top. And then I'll fold over and we'll get everything nice and stuck. And we really do have a nice sturdy box here, y'all. And I am going to take my glue, put some glue on this piece, take this piece, smush it around just a little bit and match top to top. All right, so ordinarily we would take the box top and fold it over, and this would be the front of our box. But I want this to be the front of the box because that is where we have the largest part of the window showing. So basically all I'm doing is turning the box around. I'm going to round these so that we can close the box easily. And I'll take this and put it on the inside like that. And now you can see we have a really cute dessert box. So now we need some dessert for this cute dessert box, and that is where our ice cream cup comes in and the socks. So we're going to take those fuzzy socks, and I'm using white, and you'll see why in just a minute. And we're just going to roll these socks like this. And I'm going to take these and put them in my cup. And then I'll just open them a little bit because I want them to sort of resemble a cup of ice cream. Then I have this little ornament, and I'm going to tuck it right in there. And that gives us ice cream with the cute little cherry on top. So I'm just going to play around with this a little bit until I get the shape that I want. Let's just really tuck that in. Now we can take it and put it in the box. You can add some shredded paper on the inside if you like. I am just going to leave mine as is. We're going to close that. And y'all see how we have this really cute and really quirky way to gift a pair of socks. Y'all, that's all it is a pair of socks. But we created this really fun and cute little box for it. Now I'm going to do something really simple. I am not going to do a lot to this. I am going to take some of that velvet ribbon that I've been using lately that I got from Michael's. We are just going to tie this off at the top and a little bow. Now, if you want to, you can go back and layer some paper on the white box. I happen to like the look of the white box because it does remind me of those boxes that you would get from a bakery. So let's just take this and trim it off. And I'm holding this up in picture so that you can see it, but then I'll hold it like this because now we have the sweetest little scoop of ice cream in the form of socks in a sweet little box. How cute is that, y'all? How quirky is that? And how cute is that? I think that if you give this to someone, they are going to love it. And then, y'all, idea number 2 involves these plastic candy jars that you can get from the Dollar Tree. I think I showed these to you in a previous video, a haul video that I did. And you can see here where they have the candy on the inside. So I took mine outdoors and I spray painted it. And I spray painted it white, and I made sure not to get any of the paint on the inside because I'm going to be putting edibles on the inside, and I didn't want that paint fume or anything like that to compromise what I might put on the inside. Then I took the lid that came with it and I spray painted that lid black. So here is the quirky part of this. I am going to take some paint pens and we're going to keep this simple. So I need to look at what I'm doing here. So I am just going to create a little roundness here in the middle. And then let's go ahead and just fill this in. This is not going to be perfect by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm going to leave that like that for just a minute. Then I'm going to take this black paint pen, make a mark there, and make a mark here. And then I'm just going to make a little smiley face. Then I'm going to draw 2 circles here to get some eyes going. My eyes don't look that great right now. And I'm just keeping it very simple, y'all, not doing a whole lot in terms of how I do this. We're just going for that quirky effect. And then I'm just going to fill in my eyes here. And I'm using Sharpie paint markers for anyone who's interested. They go on very well. So let's just add a little there. Then let's see if we can take that paint pen and just get a little carrot shape to that nose. Y'all, this isn't much. It's straight up basic, but we're basically taking a candy jar and turning it into a snowman jar. But we're not finished with it yet because I have a fun twist that I'm going to put on this, and I'll show you as soon as my hot glue gun gets hot. All right, so here's the lid that came with the jar. I spray painted it black. It would be cute like this, but y'all, I think it's going to be cuter when I take this and add it to the top to create a true top hat. Now, I never throw away the caps to the spray paint that I have used over the years. So I have a whole bunch of these caps in various colors, and I'm glad I didn't because now this really comes in handy. So I am just going to take my hot glue and add some hot glue. I'm not going to put hot glue on the whole thing. I just need to put enough on here so that I can put this on and get it stuck. And now when we put it on, we have a cute top hat. So I have added some tape to the back of some plaid ribbon because I really want to make this look like a hat that Frosty might wear. So let's just take this and wrap it around. And we'll wrap this around. I think that that is turning out so stinking cute. We're going to put it right there. And then I have this little piece of holly ephemera. It's actually a sticker, but I'm not going to use it as a sticker. I'm just going to add some glue to the back. And we're going to take it and put it right there. Y'all, how cute is that? And now I'm going to take my jar, and we are just going to fill it with some peppermints. And I think I have another bag of peppermints around here somewhere, but I just need to find them. And these are peppermints that I get from the Dollar Tree. They're peppermint puffs, so they're not the hard peppermints, but I think that this is just adorable. I can go back with some blush and blush in those cheeks, and maybe I will, but for right now, I'm just going to leave it as is. So what do you think? Cute, quirky, inexpensive way to give something as basic as a jar full of mints or other sweets and a pair of fuzzy socks disguised as an ice cream sundae. Y'all, I think that this is such a cute idea, and I think that anyone that you give this to, they will absolutely love it. And y'all, these are for the big kids in all of us. Don't think that you have to do things like this for your grandkids. Do them for that big kid neighbor or that big kid brother or sister who would love something like this. So, I hope that you have enjoyed this fun, cute, quirky, and inexpensive way to give a basic gift. If you have, please hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, all day, every day, this is what we do, and this is how we do it. And I would love to have you subscribe. So hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit the notification bell so that you will know when I upload a new video. As always, my beautiful handcrafty friends, please be safe, be kind, and be the reason someone smiles today. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.